So the majority of Tamil Nadu are very, very intensely religious people. Yet it doesn't show in the way they vote.
But in South Africa, we were starved of watching Telugu movies. Maybe the box office movies would come and we would have a chance to watch them.
Vanakkam, Namaskaram, and welcome to SI Cinema. My name is Kaalan Pillay, and I'll be hosting this vlog. To my right is one of the experts of cinema in South Africa, most especially South Indian and Tamil cinema, Devan Nair. And to my left is Mr. Elvin Tagat, one of the most passionate people I have actually met when it comes to cinema. This channel is brought to you from South Africa, but we intend to unite all South Indian movie lovers throughout the world. We're going to start the conversation off with a very pertinent, but at the same time, a very critical part of cinema, which many of us don't really think about. Because like myself, many watch the movie just for the sake of watching the movie, but behind the scenes, there are a lot of factors that actually influence not just the story, not just the script, but also the life of cinema, the life of actors as well. So I think we're going to get the point rolling or the topic rolling. And it's something that I actually didn't think about until we actually were planning this very vlog, and it's politics in cinema. And I think I want to come to you, Devan. This is not going to be a question and answer session because we're just going to address certain topics. But I want to come to Devan Nair because of your in-depth association, not only with Tamil cinema, not only with actors, but with following the backstories of the actors as well. Now, this is what I know at the moment. I know Kamal Hassan is now in Parliament, National Parliament, right? I do not know which party he's part of. This is how bad I am. So I'm representing many of you out there as well. And for me, and I think many others would have expected for Rajinikanth to also be very much associated in politics. I don't know what role he really plays at the moment. We know Vijay is there. On the Telugu side, I think there's a huge history starting with NTR. You know, one of the very first to actually launch a political party in Andhra, on the Andhra side. But I think where we're finding ourselves at the moment is we've got the Telugu fraternity that's very, can I say Modi? Very towards BJP. And then we've got the Tamil industry that's actually sort of very anti as well. Totally. All right. So am I correct so far? So I want to go to Devan, and I think you'll be able to set the groundwork for this, as well as make some points. By the way, at any time, please drop your comments, and we are going to address them in the next episode as well. Okay. So let's get into politics. Firstly, in Tamil cinema.
I think it started a long time ago, and many people don't realize exactly how long ago it was. We're talking about the 1930s when politics crept into Tamil cinema, and it has stayed there. I think unlike other movie industries across the world, there are very, very few film personalities that are not involved in politics in some way or the other. And one can argue that even someone like Ajit Kumar, who has specifically stated that he wants to stay out of politics, that itself is a political statement. You should say, I don't want to be involved. You are already stating what you think politics is about.
True.
So I think the effect and the way it has influenced Tamil films in particular has changed drastically over the past. And of course, Elvin knows the great icon MGR and how he successfully used cinema as a medium to launch his political career. But the face of politics in films has evolved and changed, and the situation that we find ourselves now, for me, and it is quite a controversial statement, it's stifling and almost to the point of threatening the very art that makes up cinema.
Um, I found, okay, firstly, I think MGR was one of the very first mass actor that actually became a minister.
Correct.
Not only in India, but I think throughout the world. And I think if you look at other film industries as well, we don't see as much as we see actors in the South Indian fraternity turning into politics. And as you said, it is affecting the arts. What for you was one of the most serious way that it's affecting the art at the moment?
Okay, it's a very personal thing because you'll find that the leftist ideology has taken over. It's always been there, it's always been dominant. I mean, even MJR was leftist in his politics for many, many years. But what we're finding with the recent years is that the leftist ideology is totally destroying everything else. So, for me, when I look at what has happened to the religious and devotional movies, for the last probably 20 years or so, the only devotional movies that have ever come out are movies relating to Amun worship. And Amun worship, historically, has always been associated with a particular group of people in a particular geographical area. If you look at the history of Tamil Nadu, that will tell you what that is. Now, I'm an Amun devotee myself, so I know exactly what I'm speaking about. But it's very easy to misrepresent Amun worship.
Okay.
Because if you look at the pictures that they show in the movies, especially over the last 20 years, it's always the fierce form of Amun. It's always with a lot of blood and a lot of ferocity, which of course can be misconstrued by people who don't understand the symbolism beyond this. So for me, this leftist ideology has destroyed. Elvin would remember the iconic movies Devam, Thiruvaral, Swami Ayyappan and Bhakta Pragalad, and all those movies that really flourished and brought about the devotee of Ayyappan, even in India, was relatively unknown until the movie Swami Ayyappan was made.
Okay.
So it played a pivotal role in bringing to people a very practical understanding of Hinduism. The way movies have gone, especially over the last more than 2 decades, has been a deliberate move away from spirituality in general and away from Hinduism specifically.
And I think is this why the BJP most especially has become so invested in South Indian cinema, because they've tried that with Bollywood. They've when I say try, they try to help Bollywood or push Bollywood into a point where they give us more Hindu content, but there have been major role players that are non-Hindu that actually fought this. Whilst in Telugu cinema and Tamil cinema, there are many more that actually embrace that. So what I'm seeing in this is an invested interest now in South Indian cinema to push politics via religion.
For me, and I'll tell you what I have a major beef with.
Yeah.
The leftist ideology throughout the world is basically an atheistic ideology.
All right.
So if you look at Marx and his philosophy, Marx was one of the first to say that don't wait for God to do something, that there is no God. If you want change, you effect it yourselves, and you do that indirectly, he said, through violence.
Oh, okay.
And that, of course, created this politics of anger and the politics of jealousy.
Yeah.
And that has now taken over completely. So if you look at Suraripotra was a movie that looked at Deccan, and the founder of Deccan was not in any way a leftist person. In fact, if anything, he was a very conservative person. So if we're looking at what they are doing, they have taken a biopic and altered that biopic to suit the current narrative.
Okay, and that as well is sort of, can say, shocking in a way, given that Sivakumar has played so many religious roles as well, and I think one of the iconic actors when it comes to religious movies. And well, you expect it to some extent, to flow down into the well. So I know Karthi does a few, but into Surya as well.
Well, here's the thing, and I know we're going to get into big trouble over this, but I think I need to say this. So the majority of Tamil Nadu are very, very intensely religious people. Yet it doesn't show in the way they vote. Because they keep voting in the DMK, which is not just anti-religion, but it's specifically anti-Hindu.
Okay, all right.
So for me, I've never understood. Sivakumar, and a good example, Sivakumar is one of the voices of authority when it comes to Hinduism. He can quote most things verbatim, and he's got a photographic memory.
Yes.
But yet Sivakumar, Kati and Surya and everyone else are strong supporters of the DMK, which is an atheistic party that is continually attacking the religious values and beliefs of Hindus.
And and that is quite critical and controversial and ironic at the same time. Now, if we look at the Telugu movie industry, NTR played, I think, over 300 roles as a religious figure in Telugu movies. Or maybe not that big amount, but he played a huge number of roles. And Elvin, as a person who has been concentrating not only on not only in Telugu cinema, but that's your forte, Telugu cinema.
Okay, Telugu cinema is my forte, but now I just want you and all the listeners to note that in my life, I was born in a Telugu home, and my language is Telugu.
Yeah.
But in South Africa, we were starved of watching Telugu movies. In the early days, the Telugu movies were very rare. A few came, and yes, maybe the box office movies would come, and we would have a chance to watch them. But I've watched more Tamil movies my entire life than any other languages. And I'm so much engrossed with the Tamil movie industry. I know more about the Tamil movie industry than the Telugu side. But now that I'm focusing on the Telugu movies, I'm sure we'll get lots of information pertaining to the Telugu movie industry and the way it's run.
Yeah, I think our dialogue is going to switch, between both and of course intertwined. But have you seen
talking about the politics in the Telugu, the politics from actors? I think they use the films as a base to get into politics, get the following, and if you notice that most of the actors taking lead roles get into politics than the baddies.
Yeah.
The baddies don't get so much of support because, we had this movie where this English actor Falconetti, when he came to South Africa, the guys would hit him and stone him because of his character that he played. So if you're a baddie, you're not getting an equal opportunity to get in politics than being in the lead role, because you got the following for you in the movies.
Have you seen Pawan Kalyan is now huge in politics. So too is Chiranjeevi. Have you seen that influence of their ideologies on their movies? Is it very apparent?
So now talking about Pawan Kalyan, is an assistant minister, I think, in one of the states, which we'll
unpack.
Unpack later stage. But he still made a new movie now. And that movie did not do well. I'm not going to mention that movie. I watched it in the cinema last week. And I followed the box office. And it did not fare well. It just stopped in midair. And part 2 will be in 4 years' time. So where to from here with this politics and movie? You're a politician, but you're still making movies.
So in this way as well, is politics impacting the deadlines of movies when they release? Because I know on the Telugu side there's a major issue with delays for both Pawan Kalyan as well as Chiranjeevi. Movies that were supposed to have been released in January are still not released.
I think what is happening with the main actors, they are overbooking themselves and have too many commitments of too many movies running at the same time, and that is where the delay comes.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest reasons why the Tamil film fraternity is, can I say, anti-BJP, is because of the insistence of Hindi as a language of use, official language of use. How's it on the Telugu side? Because they seem to have been aligned to a certain extent with Modi. But is there a cry for that sort of suppression of a language in the South?
You see, although Hindi is the main language in India, but each state have their languages.
Yeah.
And I don't see there's any controversy in terms of language barrier, because our South Indians are very, very intelligent people. They focused people. And here in South Africa, you have our South Indians that will know Hindi, Tamil and Telugu, whereas we have a very few Hindi people that will know the other languages.
I just want to take issue with one of the comments that you made, right? So, Hindi is not one of the main languages of India. Okay, it's a misconception. It is not even the official language of India. It is English. The fight against Hindi has got nothing to do with the language. There's a lot of respect for the Hindi language, and as an Indian language, it needs to be preserved. It needs to be respected. The problem is, it is the youngest of the Indian languages, and it was created a little more than 100 years ago. Now, it doesn't make sense for the youngest language in the Indian family of languages to suddenly say, I am taking over, you forget your language and you use mine. It's got nothing, we mustn't create this perception that the state of Tamil Nadu is anti-Hindi. It's not. It is anti-Hindi imposition, which is a big difference. And I know when my first visit to India, I was under the impression that Hindi was the official language. Because you look at all the signage, you look at all the main communication, the government communications, it's all in Hindi. But that itself was another political move. So you can see that the politics is not just stuck to cinema, it actually permeates Indian society much more than other countries. I'm not saying there's something necessarily wrong with it, but as a film lover, I can tell you now, it is so annoying to watch a movie and then realize you're watching propaganda. Now, Mari Selvaraj is an absolutely brilliant director. Fresh, creative, bold, is bringing out issues in society that need to be spoken about. But he's doing so in such a one-sided way that it's no longer art, it's now pure propaganda. And for me, that's the problem. Art should remain art. Once you get into propaganda, you're showing disrespect to your audience. Show them both sides of the coin, let the audience make up their own mind. Do not preach to them and say this is wrong and that is right. Because for me, as a member of the audience, I am quite insulted when I realize the director is trying to push my thinking in a particular way.
Understood, yes.